5-second tone followed by a 1-second pause.
Okay, gang, let's go.
Oh, here we are at another vendor at Comicpalooza. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name's Bobba Joe. I'm based out of Taylor, Texas. I'm known for making Saiyan armor since 2012. I've tailored and sized and shipped out about 1,000 armors now, and it's been a wonderful experience just to be able to fulfill my fellow fans' dreams of wearing Saiyan armor. But now I've kind of moved on to larger pieces like we have behind me here.
Yes, indeed. I was very intrigued when we came over here with Dave Bernay, and he introduced us yesterday. And tell us a little bit about this. And I'm going to hand the mic over so you can describe it, and then I'll take it from you.
Okay. Well, the Saiyan pod itself, years ago, I thought about, man, it would be really cool to own one of these. And I saw this as exterior shape. And I kind of was like, man, that looks like a Saiyan pod. I'm sure I could turn it into one. And it was just an ambitious project that kind of came together. Finding all the right pieces to really orchestrate the interior was really tricky. It was a question of, do I have it where the door is always open, or have it where it opens and shut? And I really wanted to have it shut. I wanted people to be able to be inside the Saiyan pod, experience what it might be like to just be in there. And then as the project moved along, I had some friends all just see me working on it and being like, hey, I'd love to help you. My friend Joe Parrish made the lens here for free. He just, out of the blue, was like, let me bless you with this. He vacuum formed it for me. And what I did to get that shape is I made a fiberglass chuck from the inside of the shell, because that would replicate the right curve. And then I mailed that out to him, and then he was able to make that pull from that. And then as far as the interior here, there's the first thing was just get the door opening and shutting and lining up so it wasn't all wonky and stuff. So I welded a steel structure all throughout here, and then I got a hinge, a couple springs just to help the door not fly open when I disengage it. The interior is made from plywood and MDF board. This is supposed to be cushioned, but because there's a lot of people getting in and out of it, it's going to last much longer this way and still have the soft look to it. And as far as the interior system, we have all the sound effects.
The Council Corporation Saiyan Spacepod Simulator. To power on the main system, please flip the black switch on.
So that kind of gives you the get-go of when the door shuts, you press that. It says, welcome to the Capsule Corporation, and you turn on the main engine, and it kicks on a 500-watt sound system. And then Chris Sabat, I'm very blessed by this. He got in touch with me and was just like, let me put all the sounds right from the anime into that soundboard for you. So he did that. He pulled the sounds off the anime, he cleaned up the background, he installed it for me, and I couldn't ask for anything better than that. That was just amazing to have him kind of have his mix in this. Other than that, yeah, I mean, it was just 400 hours total of just block sanding, refinishing, hitting walls, learning how to get over it, and yeah, it's just moving on from there.
Yeah, that is the ultimate question here: is why? What was the genesis? What was the nexus, if you will, to want to produce this?
Well, I had a couple friends come to me, and I don't want to say much, but it was a partnership. They tried buying me out, and I said, nuh-uh. It didn't work that way, because this wasn't meant for anybody to get rich with. This is meant to save lives. That's why I teamed up with Safe Alliance and stuff like that. So it was a real kind of a battle, but I got it, and Chris Abbott literally gave me a hug at KamehaCon. He was like, if you need any help, I'm going to make sure you get this pod. He really backed me up, and he gave me the motivation to actually not let the people take it away, keep it and stuff like that. So really, like I said, a long time ago, I was really ambitious to want to build it, but it was kind of one of those things where I didn't really know if it was going to be something real or prosperous, because I knew it was going to take hours upon hours, months of hard work and financial labor. I mean, I was eating rice every day for months, just not making any money, just doing my work in this. And like I said, once it was finished, I mean, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. since 2012, I've made over 1,000 Saiyan armors for people. So I'm already fully enveloped in Dragon Ball as far as creating stuff. So it was really a real ambition for me and a passion to be able to create this. But yeah, I guess the reason I want to do it is just for everybody, all my fellow fandoms, and an homage to Akira Toriyama, and for everybody just who is in love with Dragon Ball to be able to have that experience.
Now, is this the only one that you plan on producing, or is this like your prototype, or ultimately do you plan on like maybe mass producing to a certain point? What's the goal there?
Well, if I were to actually make one of these to sell to somebody, it would be really hard to find somebody who would want to invest that much money into it. I have another one I'm building. I'm kind of up in the air. I'm like, do I make it Goku's version, or do I make a Ginyu Force Saiyan pod that has their logo on it? Yeah. I'm kind of in the mix. Like the next one's gonna have some other features, like a little camera inside, so you can see yourself and take a picture. It's like a little photo booth or something like that. Chris Sabat said we ought to put some joysticks on there and help roll around and drive. So there's some ambitious ideas we have, but what's actually gonna get into it, it's still up in the drawing board. Other big projects, Tetsuo's motorcycle. I also have the time machine completely drawn out. It's just a matter of kind of hit and go with that project. And if that starts, it's nonstop till it's done. That's kind of how I work. Because I grew up restoring cars. It's seeing a car come in all rusted, breaking that car down to every nut and bolt, refinishing every little piece of it, getting all the rod out, putting fresh metal into it, and bringing it back to a real traditional piece. The way it was meant to be when it was first made.
Right.
So traditional. I'm a very traditional artist. So building this, I wanted to make sure it stayed proper and accurate.
Well, this is really cool. I mean, do you have any social media that you can tell our family out there where they can find you or reach out to you?
Absolutely. My Instagram is Cosplay Corp. You can find me, Bobba Joe Carrera, on Facebook. I also have a Facebook page called Intergalactic Creations, and that's a good way to get a hold of me. Or else there's email, which is SaiyanArmors@gmail.com.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time out and showing us your wonderful creation. It really does show that you've done your heart and soul into it, and your enthusiasm also shows there. So we look forward to seeing you again in the near future.
Me too. Thank you so much. That's wonderful.
No problem.